Okay. Whew. Hello. Good evening. My name is Todd Standing. I'm the man who takes people out into the field and has them live interact with their eyewitness Sasquatch. Having technical difficulties as always. These live shows, I do them because people are awesome, and I just do it for the people because wow, this platform is awful, just terrible, terrible. It's always a big pain in the butt. But anyhow, Phil's on duty. Lots of questions from Instagram and Facebook to start with, and guess I have an announcement because it's pretty much official. I'm really, really like signed in contracts with Wild TV. I believe they're starting my show on May long weekend. I'll have it on. You can hear me good, I hope. Yes, good. I guess that's important. Everybody can hear me, I hope. I forgot to check that. So this is just water I'm drinking. I'm saying that because I'm sponsored by Hex, Human Electromagnetic Concealment Suits. I freaking love those things. I'm not gonna sell out to crappy products, ever. I'm gonna work with products and people that I really, really like, that I respect. So Riverside RV is on board. We had a little trouble with getting their RVs to Canada, but we're going to work that out. Riverside RV is on board, and that's amazing. I have trailers. I love trailers. I love RVs, and Riverside has always been an amazing quality product, and super happy to have them on board. Super happy to be on board with Wild TV, working our butts off. And oh yes, Phil has a question too. I have to remember that. So anyways, this is the photograph that was on Instagram. So a little small family owned and operated organization. They're doing they have the it's the Sasquatch Wild Blueberry Moonshine. So they're a sponsor. I just think it's really cool that these people are they have a really cool little distillery called the Krabby Goat. They're from northern Alberta. That's where I was born and raised most of my life. I'm in British Columbia now, but yeah, so I'm just happy to support those kind of organizations that are supporting me and supporting Sasquatch research, because Sasquatch research really, really, really matters. There's just new things that I've learned recently that I talk about a little bit, and I'm very, very passionate about, because the Sasquatch are trying to communicate with us. They don't want areas logged, and for the first time ever, we've really discovered they're communicating that to human beings. They're literally they're a hominid. Like, that's one of the questions today is do they use tools when they need to? I've seen them use a tool. I saw a sharpened stick that they were spearing salmon with. The Kootenai salmon, where I do my research, are small. They don't get to the ocean, so they're not nearly as big, and they have to use a stick. So I've seen them use that for tools. They throw rocks, but it's not really like something I can see them having tools and walking around. They'll pick up a stick and smash something with it. I mean, they'll be opportunists with it. I think quite similar to gorillas and chimpanzees. The chimpanzees will, pick up insects out of termites, and with a little straw kind of stick they've made. So, but intelligent wise, they're smarter than us. But just the more I learn about them, they're just so absolutely brilliant, so spiritually connected to the earth. They taught, from all my research and all my evidence shows that they were teaching the Native Americans about spirituality. They're the highest level. Like, if there were priests of the spiritual, I don't want to call it a religion, but the spiritual practices of the Native Americans and the First Nations people, I have profound evidence to substantiate that they were literally the Pope of that. They were the cardinals and the popes, literally teaching how to connect with wilderness and nature and spirit, and through that spirituality. I mean, can you do spirituality without connecting to the earth? Maybe. I don't. It's my conduit. It's connecting to the earth, connecting to Mother Nature is like a deity to me, and so it's just that's how amazing and intelligent and brilliant they are. They're using extrasensory perception. They've been using it for long before we ever had any knowledge and ability to use it, and they have a mastery of it that is we could learn a lot from them, and I do. They're my teachers. Literally, I am an elite level tracker. I don't know too many people that have spent a fraction of, like, I've got more than 1,000 days boots on the ground, backcountry wilderness in North America. You know, now from Florida to Texas to Washington State, back over to New York State, into Montana, all up through Western Canada. I mean, I've got a tremendous amount, like, you know, well over 1,000 days backcountry tracking, and they are so my teachers. So, I mean, you understand, they're the teachers. They teach. They're, you know, I'm a student of theirs, and I just learn from them, and I'm very grateful for that. So a couple of the Facebook questions. Birth rituals, I don't know anything about that. They keep the young away from me. I try to stay away from the young. As far as birth rituals go, I have absolutely 0.00 knowledge. I know nothing. I've seen nothing. I have no evidence of it in any way, shape, or form. I would suspect that's something they keep very private, right? But they keep the females and the young private from me for the most part. So when it gets to that birthing, when a female is at her most susceptible, I know 0.0, no knowledge, no eyewitness accountings, even of a pregnant Sasquatch. I've never heard someone say, hey, I saw a Sasquatch, it was pregnant. So my theory would be that the males protect them. They adore family. They understand what pregnancy is. They understand what birthing is. They understand the importance of it. I'm sure that since they're so strong and they live and die based on only the strong survive, they'll probably have better percentages of successful birthing than human beings do. And human beings have pretty good percentages of success for birthing. People don't pass away in childbirth much. It's really, really low percentage. So I would expect they do well with that. So no, nothing. Someone asked me about bait. I don't like that term. Bait, that stings me. I don't bait. These aren't your typical kind of animals. There's no baiting them. They're gifts that I give them. The way you give tobacco to natives, the way you respect somebody, the way you respect somebody from their land and that you want to share with. So I give them gifts. It's a very important. And when you're talking about the spirituality and the energy and the love, like literally I will tell expeditioners, feel love, that you're giving this wonderful gift to this incredible species, and put that energy out there. That matters. And if you don't think that matters, you have my sympathy. It really matters. That energy, that love, that positivity, that good feeling. And that's why I couldn't give them cupcakes or you know, sugar puffs or crappy. I could only give them really good food. So I give them good organic apples. I've tried strawberries. It didn't work very well. Just the apples stuck on the tree. The other thing too is, I guess why I like apples is I'll put it on structures in special places, and I'll wedge it in a tree where a squirrel can't get it, a bird can't get at it, because that takes away, you know, the possibility of squirrels or just creatures, foxes, I don't know. There's tons of creatures, especially birds. Even a deer would get at it. So I put it where the deer, the elk, the birds, the squirrels can't get at it, or have a more difficult time reaching it. Bear will always get at it. There's no way the bear comes along and gets at it. But I've done that's probably the biggest thing with gifting them. I don't call it baiting. That's probably the biggest thing, concern of mine, is you can get killed gifting. So my suggestion is don't do it. I go into areas where there's only Sasquatch, and if a bear comes around and gets those apples, I am out of there. That's damaging. Even I'd have to fix something with that. I'd probably have to scare that bear off and make sure he doesn't understand that he understands I'm not a food source, because that'll endanger his lives and the lives of people. So it's really, it's very dangerous. I do it in Sasquatch habitat, and there's lots of little tricks that I make sure there's no bears around. I check. I'm so knowledgeable about the bears in my habitats. That's how people stay safe in my research areas. The bears know me and they're afraid of me and they stay away from me. I've seen bears grow up and be taught by their mothers that I never had to scare off, because their mom said, stay away from that crazy guy. When you smell that crazy guy, get the hell away from him. He's dangerous. And that's a healthy relationship with me and the bears. It keeps them alive. It keeps them safe. And so it's just dangerous, guys. If you baited and wolves got it, you screwed up, you'd be in trouble. Wolves aren't dangerous unless you feed them. So it's a very difficult topic, and something that kind of scares me when I think about it. So my recommendation is don't do it. So I don't want anybody to get hurt doing this, right? When's the discovery going to be made? I thought 10 years ago. I came into this to finish the discovery. So any day something can happen. But there are cover-ups. I don't trust the governments. They know about the species. There's a hominid species out there. They have land rights, land titles. This is such a big deal. It's not something simple. This is not some gorilla we discovered or some baboon we discovered in the Congo. These are primates, and sorry, these are hominids. Hominids. These are people that have sentience, intelligence, spirituality. There'll be no arguing that when this discovery is made. That's the problem. Is how do you give them land rights? They don't want logging to happen. They're definitively telling us that, and we're not listening. So big problem going on here, and I'm just absolutely astonished by it. So another question was highest tree break ever. I've seen them 20 feet. I've seen them like I don't understand how they get so high. I've been out with expeditioners where you see a whole bunch of low tree breaks and a bunch of high ones that are all pointing the same direction. This was two really good expeditioners of mine, and they were the ones out there going, Todd, they have to be tree breaks. I'm like, what are they doing? Standing on each other's shoulders? Because they can't climb these trees. They bust the trees. They're skinny trees and they're broken. I've seen them like 20, 25 feet in the air. It's obscene. But it makes you think. And that's why they do it. They do it because it can't be natural, and people look at it and go, it's not. It's clearly a tree break. Like, I just picture a Sasquatch with their frustration going, what is it going to take for these people to understand that's not natural? It's tracks all around, 20-foot breaks, all pointing the same direction. I mean, come on. So it's laughable how ignorant human beings are. It really is. It's funny. But even that's why guys go out hunting with guns and I'm going to go get me a Sasquatch. It's hilarious. You don't have the strength and abilities of a 5-year-old versus Mike Tyson and the heavyweight champion of the world in the ring. You're not going to go shoot a Sasquatch. You're in danger. That's it. They decide whether you live or die. Don't mess with a Sasquatch. I've actually gotten over that whole, don't try to hunt them and shoot them thing. You know what, dumbass? I'm only trying to help you. You go and if you actually got good and you actually put these Sasquatch in danger, 99.9999999% chance you lose. 1 in a million times you're going to win, and you can't win. You can't. You go take on a family, it's not going to happen. You're not going to make it. Is Mike Tyson ever going to lose to a 5-year-old? How can a 5-year-old ever defeat? It's that bad. It's so significant. Stipe Miocic, John Jones, the greatest fighters in the world, they cannot lose to a 5-year-old. It can't happen. That's how pathetic it is. You got to understand it. It's really just, it's that laughable. I know about our guns. I know, actually, if the military went out there with all their equipment and all their technology, yes, okay, give you that. But some dudes going out with a couple of rifles, give me a break. My goodness. So, and then I don't like this question. It makes me very uncomfortable, so I'm definitely going to answer it. What's the scariest thing a Sasquatch ever did? Oof. Man, it was California. I don't like talking about it. Where he was showing me, like he's picked me up and squeezing my body like a beer can and telling me that he was gonna kill me if I stayed there. So that was the scariest thing. I really I don't have a good memory of that. I have it written down and I talked about it on video, and I don't really like thinking about it because it's extremely traumatic, and I got to go back out there and interact with these guys. And I only interact with Sasquatch that are peaceful. That's why I'm not going back to that California research site ever, because he made it very clear, and he'll probably teach his sons, don't like me. They like some people. There are Native Americans in California that are having good interactions with these particular individuals. They didn't like me. It was me they didn't like. So me said, no, thank you. So, and it just goes to show, it shows a lot. Because I'm about 50-50. I go into an area and either they really like me or they don't. There's really no middle ground. It's one or the other. And if they like me, like in the New York expeditions and Washington expeditions, they liked me. Radium, they loved me. We're pals. Nordegg, they really liked me. Place in BC that I went to, they didn't like me. Didn't like me in California. So it kind of goes both ways. So, all right, let's start doing some questions online here. Hey y'all, sounds great. I'm so happy the audio is good. Hello, too fast for you 8. It's all good. Hear you fine. Remember the Flare Night incident mentioned? Okay, gonna have to look that up. So, Todd, you're the greatest. Ooh, there's no competition. I appreciate your statement, but there's no competition between me and anybody else. I do. My competition is between me getting better. My competition is to make the discovery, and to anybody else who wants to do that that's awesome. Thank you. Welcome back, Moonshine and Big. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny, Moonshine and Bigfoot, right? So Moonshine and Bigfoot go good. Oh, it's funny. Let's laugh a little bit, right? Nothing better. My favorite is Todd Stein. Thank you, WV Mountain Mama. Virgin Sequoias. Hey, Mountain Mama. We'll see if neither of us won the drone earlier. Oh, drones are awesome. I have a colleague who's operating a drone for me now, so I got drones back in my life because they're pretty cool, pretty amazing. Good piece of technology, and the drones could make this discovery happen, and that's being worked on. I can't talk about it. I want some drones. So drones would make this discovery, and that's what's scary is with the right amount of money, right amount of funding. That's why I do the TV shows. I do the TV shows for two reasons: to generate funding for the research, because you have to have money to do research. Believe it or not, you have to. And I'm able to do that. And then I get to communicate with all you awesome people and help move the discovery forward. So those are the two things that, in fact, it's a lot about moving the discovery forward, because it doesn't have to be me that makes it. I can maybe facilitate, and maybe my advice would lead to somebody else having success. Yeah, that would be so cool, right? Howdy. Yeah, there's Kyla, one of my mediators. Hey, Todd, it's Wendy. Did you go to that spot with ENA? ENA. What's ENA? Gosh, I don't like acronyms. Don't acronym me, guys. I really dislike acronyms a lot. Phil, can you put your question down here? Just put it down there. I'm not gonna lie. It's oh wait. No. Never mind, Phil. I got your question right here. So I need to do this because Phil is awesome. And he says, cool, here's my question. I was unable to answer it. Probably many people would like to hear about it. Todd spoke of the night where he had the flare and was surrounded by Bigfoot. He mentioned, one second, where'd it go? He mentioned that he later realized they had ritualistic purpose, and he now understands that. What was the ritualistic purpose the Bigfoot wanted him to participate in? What a good question, because I thought I went into that. It was a spiritual animal ritual. I have a real legitimate one. People, so I'm a wilderness dude, meeting people, met a wildlife officer that was very spiritually connected, had a spiritual animal ritual performed on him. My native teacher, lots of the most amazing people that mentor and teach me and work with, and colleagues that are wilderness trackers, had their spiritual animal. And I wanted it. And my native teacher and people would tell me it'll happen when you're ready. And I knew there was a shaman that would perform the ritual. What I didn't know, and what I'll tell everybody, because I don't like the fact that people aren't telling, I'm just different. The Sasquatch performed the ritual. There is no man that can perform the ritual for a spiritual animal. If you truly have a spiritual animal ritual, in every case, I've never found an exception. Like some people go, I have one and I like it. Good. Did you have the ritual performed? I had the ritual performed where rock, gift, judged, cliff, fall off, no spiritual animal, like woke up, judged, and there was a red-tailed hawk. I've shown Survivor Man, the branch a red-tailed hawk sat on after the Sasquatch performed a spiritual animal ritual. So that's what they were taking me to do. That's what I wanted. And that's why it's funny. I was fighting them off. I was like, yeah. And they wanted to do a spiritual animal ritual with me. And they wanted to do it for two reasons. This is what you should know about a spiritual animal ritual. It's supposed to be performed on a cliff. And what happens is you get judged. And man, was I judged. The stuff, yes. It is so profound, the ritual that was performed on me. I tell it to people and their jaw just drops. I could actually do a documentary about the ritual, because it's impossible. What I learned and the things that I was taught was absolutely life-changing. So, and I was judged for everything bad that I'd done, everything good. And so when you're judged, what happens is either you're not worthy of a spiritual animal and you get rolled off the cliff and you die, or you're worthy of the wilderness and you get to stay in the wilderness and you get guided by your spiritual animal. That's why it's a big deal getting it done, because it's allegedly live or die. And that's what happened to me. And I actually thought I was judged not worthy, and I thought I was pushed off the cliff. I actually had the dream feeling where you're falling, and then I felt like wings come and pick me up. But it was a dream state. That did not happen. I was definitively in a state of dream. Like, I'll never say, I fell off the cliff and an eagle. No, that didn't happen. And actually, I felt myself being lifted up. Like I felt like I was falling off the cliff, and I was crying, guys. When I actually sat up, there were tears coming out of my eyes for pain that I'd caused people that I didn't know about. It was such an incredible, amazing experience. Like, yeah, it's just unreal. So, and it's in that area I took Survivor Man up to. That's why the Sasquatch come around there. I believe it's a spiritual animal ritual place. And I've been working with colleagues and friends, and I guess I haven't told that to Stefan. I took Stefan and James, two expeditioners up there, and I must have told them this stuff. Yeah, I probably talked about it. Sometimes you talk so much to so many people, you forget who you told what to. But yeah, that's where the spiritual animal, it's holy ground. The trees are upside down up there. The Sasquatch did that. So it's really, really holy ground. Amazing. Totally amazing. So whoops. Trying to call me on Facebook. So yeah, really cool stuff. So that's what it was. It was a spiritual animal ritual that I really wanted. And they were really trying to get me to do, and I really was really a jerk about it. So all right. Sasquatch Adirondacks. Good day, sir. Let's see if we can find some more questions. What's up with the allegations from Mike Patterson, Sasquatch, Ontario, saying you're stalking him? You can quote me on that. I don't know who Mike Patterson is. So, and I'm stalking him. Oh my God. What next, right? I smell bull, right? Come on, it's ridiculous. So people can say anything they want. People say stuff, they're automatically a victim. They get all this victim support. You're a victim, and what the hell? And you know what happens if you falsely accuse somebody of something? Nothing. That's what's a big problem with our society. Some douchebag can say you did something, and you have to defend yourself and prove you're innocent. And at the end of the day, when you prove you're innocent and that person's a damn liar, and they falsely accused you of something, nothing happens to them. I've been learning this, and I'm losing respect for our society based on that. I'm not political. I remember kind of the last straw for me was a woman accused Donald Trump of sexually harassing her or something, and then he proved she was a damn liar, and she was in the New York Times, and everybody picked her up, and nobody apologized after they found she was a freaking liar. I wanted her charged. I want these people to go to jail. Like you can't be to falsely accuse somebody like that. Wow. So can't stand accusations like that. Our society has to change, because this is a big problem. I expect a lot of you have experienced it, and it's absolutely nightmare to be falsely accused of something. So I'm not stalking anybody. I don't even know who Mike Patterson. I haven't been to Ontario, so it's so stupid and preposterous. I don't even know how to respond to it. I wonder if they are here in West Virginia all the time. So I can't say for sure. I've heard stuff, and that's a good question. Do they migrate through? I don't know. And people always ask me, do they migrate? They'll just do whatever it takes to survive. They'll go migrate if there's salmon runs. They'll go move when the berries are thick in areas. Like the bears do that. Everything moves based on the food sources, right? So there's no way to know that unless you go talk to the Sasquatch and you know the area, right? But food source and how the species gets their food sources is immensely important. They follow the elk where I live. So they do that in Montana. Gentleman in Montana was having ridiculous success, and the evidence that we were coming up with was unreal. Then another gentleman, a wildlife officer from Banff National Park, found a herd of elk that they were impossible stats, because what was happening was the males. This is really cool. So in his research, there's a herd of elk, and they seem to move into the national park during hunting season, and then they move out and forage, and they just move away from hunters. It's like they know, which doesn't make sense. That doesn't happen. In case you don't know, that does not happen. But they were clearly being herded, and then they started doing stats and monitoring these elk. And of course, he was getting Sasquatch around him in breaks. He was just ignoring it all. But he discovered that the males, the babies had a 90% mortality rate. They were almost all surviving. That doesn't happen. babies die. They get picked off by predators like crazy. Bears, mountain lions, wolves pick them off like crazy. And a healthy ecosystem, 90%, it was over that. It was some crazy number. Never experienced it anywhere in the biology with a species of ungulate, like bison, moose, elk, deer, nothing. It doesn't happen. And then even crazier is when they get to a certain age. So when the males, only the males, when the males get to a certain age, between 2 to 4 years old, that's when they're the tastiest. That's when they're at their prime, yummiest. That's when their mortality rate drops. Just the males, bottoms right out. Why are the young, juicy, tasty males that are strong and should be surviving getting knocked off? And the answer is they're being harvested. That's what a farmer would do. Ask a farmer. That's how they keep the females, and they eat the males when they're at their prime, and you only need one big male to breed with all your females, and that's what they're doing, man. Is that awesome? That was awesome. Those are real stats. So yeah, I thought that was amazing. That's a Sasquatch. And this isn't just like, this isn't intelligence. This is just an epically genius species that does way more than that. Just totally amazing. So okay, let's see where this thing is just bouncing all over the place. So Dogman is everywhere too, like Sasquatch. I don't know anything about Dogman at all. Never had any experience, and never heard a sighting that I could find really, really, like, that could be substantiated. So strange to be a troll. If you don't believe in something, move on. Life's too short. Don't waste. Well, don't worry about that, Kevin. There's going to be trolls or people that need to be medicated, and they have free range and have rights to be anywhere. Survivor Man taught me that. I just watched about 30 minutes ago. What did you just watch? Had a summertime encounter. Cool. And that's WME Montana. If you had a summertime encounter, Bigfoot encounter at gmail.com, we'd love to hear about it. I've seen the videos repeatedly. The close up shorts never show eyelids blinking. So this is analysis. Are you talking about my videos? You can see it. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that stuff. They do blink. Sure. Anyways, there are reasons. What people will do. I don't know how to explain this other than they'll take half the story and then say crap. Like, they won't listen. They'll just make these assumptions. Like, for example, video 4. So I'm filming a female Sasquatch. Where am I? And why am I in that area? They don't ask. They go, well, it's fake because he kept stop recording. No, I didn't stop recording. I got in because it was a snowstorm. I was filming when it was sunny and warm, and I was under a tree hiding, and the water was splattering on my camera. So when water splatters on your lens, what do? Stop freaking recording. Clean the lens. So that's what was happening, clean the lens. And actually, sometimes I wouldn't even clean the lens. I had another camera. I just start taking, because I don't know how long I'm going to be able to see that female Sasquatch. I was just getting whatever I can, almost in a panic. And once both cameras had their lenses saturated, because there's water dripping all over me, and you could see it. There's snow up by where the Sasquatch is. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny day. There must have been 1.5 feet of snow on the ground, and it was plus 20, plus 30 in Celsius. What is that? Like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what happens. And that was in October when you get I got in because of a big snowstorm. Sasquatch can't see you coming when you're in a snowstorm. They don't ask these questions, right? They just go, oh, it's fake because he stopped filming. And when I edited that stuff, I just took out the blur. I mean, there's some that you can see the blur on, but when water's splattering down because you got 1.5 feet of snow melting over you and it's dripping like crazy, I couldn't keep it off me. So, but anyways, you see how they just make these assumptions? They go, whoa, it's fake because of this. Well, you didn't listen to what happened. I don't want to call it a story. You just don't listen to the events that transpired. And it is frustrating because people are making very negative assumptions because they're ignorant and they don't really want to take the time to find out the truth. Like, look at John Bitternagel. What did he say? Like, after listening to the events that transpired for my footage, he goes, I fully believe Todd. And of course, everything he says makes sense. Also people seem to think, like Survivor Man would laugh about this. People seem to think that we're in this perfect little bubble where we can film everything. It's not like that out in the wilderness. You get wind and rain, and sun is bad. You can't film versus the sun. The Sasquatch is up on a hill and the sun's behind him. You're not getting the shot, man. There's no camera that's going to film that. So wind messes you up. Rain, weather kicks your ass. Like, these people just think everything's perfect. Why can't you just use a hero cam? Because my hero cam gets smashed on bushwhacking. The lens gets all scratched. Well, you got to put, whatever. You don't know. You know who knows? Les Stroud, Survivor Man. So my mentor, my teacher when it comes to wilderness filming, when I went out with him, I was working really hard on my cameras and equipment, and I went out with him for the first year, and this was state of the art way back in 2013. We both came out with the same cameras. So because we were, this was the toughest camera at the time. It's a kind of an all-weather camera. It's it was allegedly water resistant. It's not. Or weather resistant. It's not. Not in Canada. It's not. It's hot and cold, man. Cold kicks your ass. Got to be tough to live up in the north. And this, you're looking at a truly bred to the bone Northmen. I will raise my children to be Northmen. We absolutely adore the North, and I'm honored and proud to be a fourth generation Northman. So the great Canadian Northman. I love the winter. I love the snow. I love the cold. Cold therapy, Iceman training. Love this stuff. So I will. A lot of people don't like it. Even up here in Canada, they always don't go south. Go south, man. I'll stay up here. I'll snowboard. I'll snowmobile. I'll hike. I'll cross country ski. I adore the snow. I like snow as much as I like winter as much as summer. My least favorite seasons are spring and fall. I just wanted to make up its mind. If it could just go summer, winter, that'd be amazing. So spring and fall. Actually, I think honestly, I'd probably say spring is my least favorite because in the fall, that's when the Sasquatch are just awesome. They have abundance. I get the best encounters. I feel a lot of pressure in the fall. In the spring, it's like I have the season, right? I have spring, summer, and then fall. And fall, I feel pressure. I'll tell you, September, October, I feel like a pressure in my chest. I feel like a sense of urgency that's wonderful. It motivates me to work hard, stay focused, it's like pressure makes diamonds. And I love that because, yeah, that's it. I did see it blink too. It's real. I am to say, never seen one. Oh, thanks. And that's Sasquatch and Cowboy. Yeah, I love cowboy stuff. So that was meant as a thumbs up. So I I was in a long time ago. My mom was a nurse in San Antonio, Texas, and I got to go down there and spend time with real cowboys, like with the big coats, Texas cowboys, and it was. Absolutely treasured that experience to really see what a cowboy is. And then speaking of like Montana, I've seen real cowboys down there, and then I started to find out who the cowboys are. Tough, awesome, amazing stuff, just wonderful. Nothing but respect for cowboys. Are you at home in Alberta? Yes, currently right now I'm in post-production, finishing the episodes. There's gonna be 4 episodes for Wild TV just to start, and then I'm hoping that more sponsors will pick it up. I hope they like the show. I'm doing the best I can for under the circumstances. So yeah, I'm fighting for this discovery, guys. So and so I also have to say too, we do have these really cool new hats that oh my gosh, look at that one. That's pretty cool, huh? So I really like these new hats. All this merchandise will be back up. What I'm going to do too is the people that there are many people that have been supporting me through Patreon, and I'm very grateful for it because they care about the discovery of Sasquatch, and that's what Todd Standing is. I fill out a T4. What do? Well, I write writer, director, producer. That's not true. I'm a Sasquatch researcher. I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher, and thanks to you guys from the heart so much, I will always be a full-time Sasquatch researcher. So I'm supported by the people because people really care about this discovery like I do. People are very passionate about this discovery. And when you go on Patreon and you support it, you support the discovery. It's as simple as that. So if you want to support the discovery, I'm Todd Standing at Patreon. And my Patreon people are getting tons of merchandise and stuff. We also at discoveringbigfoot.org, the new hats and stuff. And man, it's like I know people love this is like real cool standard army camo stuff, and then the dark stuff like this, and then these new ones here too, right? We've got these patches sewn onto them. The patches are for sale, and the stickers are for sale. This was a logo from an awesome colleague of mine, Sean Toma, who did that artwork. Shout out to him. That's amazing. Thank you, Sean, for that. And let's do some more questions. Teddy, do you watch channels Bigfoot Odyssey? That's why I enjoy the subject. I'm glad you guys are talking amongst yourself. That's excellent. AJ, part of the footage is underrated. I don't know guys talking about underrated footage. I wish there was a follow-up to the Ina encounter. Oh man, we got to do that, right? what am I going to do about the Ina encounter? We've got, it's just COVID. COVID has, you guys should know. So I had National Geographic Channel, Fox, and Destination America were all coming out last year, all not going to do TV shows. I'm working on possibly working with History Channel in September, but just COVID stuff, right? Uh, there will be the Ina stuff. Ina's coming out. That's going to happen. There's no way. I I'll make you some promises. There will be more Sasquatch footage. Even what I have now, it's not over. I'm going out this year. We got expedition. We're going out. I got the. I've been even the expeditioners that I'm working with. We're weeding these people out. We're ending up with this cream of the crop. Bob, Matt, Darren, these beasts that are just awesome, amazing, heartfelt, spiritual, beautiful people. James and Stefan and William Mall. Can't say his last name, but you know, all the people that are just such a. I feel like when you go out and you bleed together and you go on an expedition with me, I feel like there's a really special bond that just that happens, and because we're colleagues, you know, and it's yeah. So and I have just these amazing people that I'm so fortunate to work with. Some of these people are like you know, they're like my best friends. I just we do so well, and I'm so happy. So, but there will be, I promise you. There's no way. Ina is not old. Ina is younger than I am, and there's no way we're not doing that. Ina, just even like I got to talk to her family. Her father wanted to talk to me, make sure he would take care of my daughter, and I told him, so I'll take care of her. Like she's coming back, or I'm not. So the only person that's not coming back on my expeditions is me. That's why my son was always concerned about me doing expeditions, because he knows, he's seen it. He sees what happens when a bear comes. We're out with a group of people and a bear comes around. What happens? Dad handles it. If there's a hit, Dad's gonna take it. So I don't know any other way to be, because I'm responsible. I'm the wilderness expert. I'm the one with the experience, and it's not really. I even feel like it's brave. I feel like I have an obligation to the bear and to the people. I'm able to, with my experience and my knowledge, I can just read it. I understand it. And there's also it's a rigged game, guys. I'm spiritual. Like I have energy. Like a bear and a mountain lion, they'll just look at me and go, no, not gonna go take that guy on. It's not worth it. He is not prey. I walk with the power of the red-tailed hawk, which is a predator, a powerful spiritual predator. And I'm honored and love and adore the wilderness, and I am strong. I'm very strong. I walk with powerful energy, and even maybe the Sasquatch. No, the Sasquatch taught me that. So I walk with that energy. I push that out there. So just it's my job and my duty, and as a steward of the wilderness, to keep people safe, to keep the bears safe. Do you understand both? I'm not out there. I don't hate the bears. I don't love bears. They're not my favorite species, but I have deep admiration and respect for them, and I'm heartbroken that they don't exist in California. The California flag has a brown bear on it, grizzly bear, and they wiped them all out in California. Very confusing to me. So yeah, you know, it's that's how it is. So Todd, have you ever seen a toddler Sasquatch? Yes, that's the little one I was talking about in Survivor Man with a big afro. I was coming down after my spiritual animal ritual was done. I was in a lot of shock, and I'd been missing. So search and rescue was looking for me. That's a search and rescue thing. So yeah, I came down and I saw this little black Sasquatch. I'm sure he was a toddler. I would estimate him to probably be 2 years old. He looked like about the size of a 4-year-old person, and he was jet black. I have a beautiful Roddy. Hey, nice girl. This is. Can you get back? I have a beautiful, beautiful Roddy. She's so pretty. Maybe I'll turn down for a second. Watch. Can't see her. Where are you? There you are. Hi. This is my beautiful girl. See how black. The reason I'm showing her. See how black she is. If anything, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put this back. Sorry about the movement there. If anything, that Sasquatch, I don't think he'd be blacker than that. She's jet black. His eyes were that black. He had everything around his eyes, like his eyeballs, his sclera. Getting shoved now. She wants me to pet her. Black. He had a little afro. Black. And you know what? Honest to God, this was so cool too. I didn't know that little gorillas had afros. Little gorillas have afros just like that, except the gorillas have like a gorilla face, right? You know, that wider, complex look. Oh, and the different nostrils. it was like so human, but afro, jet black. She was so black. When I looked at him, when I looked at that Sasquatch, I turned and looked, and I didn't believe it was a Sasquatch. But you know what it was too? I felt something was watching me, and I knew exactly where to look. Everybody's had that happen. Ever feel like you're being watched? So I'm coming down the hill, up directly behind me. I looked like I felt like it was hitting me. I looked at him, and he was so calm, just like looking right at me. And so I'm looking, and I'm going, that's not real. That's like a rock. Like it's what is black like that? And then I saw his eye blink like that. And I was like, oh. As soon as I saw the eye blink, in my head I thought, oh, baby bear, right? Baby bear, mama bears, trouble. So that was my instinct, was just to get out of there. I actually pulled up my bear banger too, and I could have shot him. I could have shot a bear banger at him. That had got me in probably a lot of trouble. So and I definitely had the urge to. And as I was going down the hill, I was like, man, I should have shot that bear banger at him. That'd have been cool. Not a good idea. Remember, this was a long time ago. I had that time to think about it. So don't shoot a bear banger at little Sasquatches. And I also, that was the first time I ever heard the whoop, whoop. There's a sound they make. Let's see if I can do it. It's like a whoop, drip. So whoop, drip. That's the sound a young toddler, infant, well, not infant, I'd say a toddler, young Sasquatch. That's the sound they make. They make a whoop sound. And I've I've heard like 5 or 6 times. So, and I am 100% on that. I see little Sasquatch tracks. I heard the sound. I saw that little Sasquatch. That was the first time I ever put the 2 and 2 together. And I should try to duplicate it someday, because people make that. It kind of sounds. It goes whoop, whoop, whoop. It's very gentle. It's a really, really cool sound. Sorry, but I'll get it duplicated someday. I hear it, my hair stands up in the back of my neck, because I know there's a little Sasquatch around, and that's bad. I don't go, oh, good, a little Sasquatch. I go, get the hell, get out, because if you ever had a 2-year-old, they cause trouble, and I don't want to be. Mom's gonna be there. Heck, I've seen saw a trackway from a Sasquatch. It was probably 3 or 4 years old. The little bugger ran down into the native reserve and was banging on people's houses all the time. And so they called me, and I went, and now the young Sasquatch tracks are kind of squarish. How can I make a square? They're more square looking. John Benenagel and Jeff Meldrum talk about this a lot, and I totally agree. It's a very, very square track. It looks odd. It's so square when they're young. So anyways, what I saw was, so I'm following this trackway. I see mom there, and literally you see mom tackle the baby in the snow, or the youth, the toddler in the snow, pick him up. It's only her tracks. Then she put him down. He walks beside her for a little bit, and then he runs off, and she tackles him again. And she's tackling him. Like, he runs, and you see like a big smash in the snow, right? And then she picks him up, and then I follow, let's say, another mile and a half. I see Big Brother come down. It was a male. But Big Brother, I'm saying like maybe a 12-year-old, 13-year-old Sasquatch. So you see them both staggering this little Sasquatch and walking up the hill with him, and he runs off, and you see them both tackle him. I don't know who was holding him, but really funny, right? Just real evidence that being a Sasquatch, you have mom dad problems, right? It's like that with little bears. It's like that with little wolves, pups. Crazy, right? With their parents, where they go nuts. So the child thing and the love of a child is very universal, and having a problem child is really universal. And I think that was that humanize them. So yeah, and thank you so much for the donation, Cynthia. And you can go to my website, discoveringbigfoot.org, to make a donation there. And yeah, just lots of stuff going on. So and people that are donating, you guys got to understand, like, man, you are so part of this. And you watch my YouTube videos, let the commercials play. I don't know. It's thank you is what I'm saying. I worked so hard. I spent a decade bleeding and suffering and risking my life and laying down to die at times, just to get my ass handed to me. Hypothermia, just so much. It was so hard. And now I those are the seeds that I sowed, and now I reap the benefits of that. So having a documentary, having Wild TV, being on Netflix, working with Survivor Man, being on Discovery Channel, all those things are things that I worked for that have expanded my power and my ability to cooperate and do things. And it's been it's just a wonderful journey, and I'm so grateful I went down that, and now I'm in my 40s, and yeah, I'm reaping the seeds that I've sown, and it's wonderful. If you can do that with anything, it doesn't matter what it is, with your education, with what you learn, with your family, with being good to people, you plant those seeds and they grow, and that's what something I can teach you is that's awesome. That's absolutely crazy. And so Phil C says, Joe Roganowski, you aren't crazy. You're a starving comedian. Okay. Hope you still have an encounter. Hope you have an encounter in the future. Do not think you will call it fun. Hmm. I think encounters are amazing. Encounters to me, I wouldn't call them. Sometimes they're fun when they're live interacting, and I do feel it's fun, but more like a thrill ride, like going down a roller coaster or something is what I feel, because I love it. It's like I've been on a million roller coasters. I ride roller coasters for a living, right? Because there's a fear factor. When a bear charges at me, that's not fun. It's not even exhilarating, actually. It's game face, right? It's game time. I feel the seriousness of this beautiful creature that lives and survives in the wilderness, and I need to make sure he's safe. And I also need to make sure that I'm safe and the people that I'm with are safe. And I'm mostly out with people right now, so it's pretty rare that I go out alone. There's no need for that really anymore. And maybe that'll change. I don't know. Lots of questions. It's a complicated journey that I'm on, and it's very inspirational. Andy says, Cynthia, thanks so much, Cynthia Sudquist. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all your support. Hello, Todd. Are there any Sasquatch in Britain? I don't think so. This is my opinion. I haven't been to Britain. Amanda knows a lot about that, and I just really don't think so. Okay. Don't don't know price, Lance. Sorry. What's Lance asking? Virginia, I hope you really do. I believe the original Patterson. Oh, absolutely. I don't like Jeff Meldrum. I don't like to believe. I don't like to use that kind of a terminology. I'm I'm convinced that the Patterson footage is absolutely authentic for uh, based on my experience and my knowledge. I am so convinced. I'm probably one of the most convinced people in the whole world that that footage is real. There are levels. I asked Bob Gimlin questions. Bob Gimlin's been interviewed hundreds of times about that footage. When I interviewed him, 3 questions I asked him he'd never been asked before. Never. And he passed. He was totally authentic with it. I'll tell you one of the questions. I'm going to keep the other one. I've never told anybody any of the questions. Or no, I've never publicly. I talked to my survivor man and my colleagues about it, but publicly I've never said it. And one of the questions I asked him was, when you saw the footage, what was what did you think about the size when you saw the footage? How did you feel about the size from what you saw? Because he never, it was filmed, and he was looking at the Sasquatch, not looking through the camera. So I asked him about how he felt about the size. For the first time ever, he said, I can't believe how small it looked on camera as opposed to real life. It was bigger and more muscular, and it was enormous to me in real life, and it was just puny. He felt robbed by the way that the Sasquatch looked on film. That is exactly how I feel. And there's good reasons for that. There's 10 other reasons I could tell you why I asked that question. Um, and you just kind of feel it. Like there's a feeling, there's an energy, they're so powerful. It's so immense when it happens to you. And, like when video 3, initially, man, when I saw the Sasquatch there in real life, I was, uh, I was filming it where I had the side piece of the camera. So this is video 3. Video 3 is where the Sasquatch is running up the side of a hill. Probably my most significant piece of footage ever, because it's running faster than the fastest man in the world, and it's running bipedally like only a man can. So you have this little piece sticking out, right? So what I was doing though is I was kind of looking. I kept the shot wide. I didn't zoom in, and I was looking both. I'd watch the Sasquatch and watch and watch. So I was going back and forth. And when I was filming it, I thought it was huge. When I saw it with my own eyes, and when I went and stood where it was enormous. But in the beginning, I was saying, because after the footage, and I just focused on the footage and forgot about my sighting, and I thought, man, I just was wrong. It wasn't that big. And then now we've recently discovered, yeah, it was 9 feet plus, giant. He was monstrous. And that's what I saw in real life. I saw just a huge monstrosity of a beast. Just, and then you look on footage, he's puny. What the hell? And because there's so much going on, there's energy, there's the shock of it. It's the movement of them, that gigantic, like that brute. It doesn't. You don't see that on film, guys. The Patterson female just looks smooth. In real life, there's like you can feel the bass waves of the walking of the footsteps. You can't get that on camera. I almost felt it like it was in the ground when that Sasquatch was running up the hill, and it was these like, but it didn't go boom. It's not a clean boom, 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 boom. It's because the power and the impact, it just drives the earth, because they're such, I mean, physically they're absolute beasts. So one of the questions that I asked Bob Gimlin, and now you can see why, a very important question. So have you seen Matthew Johnson's? No, I have not. Yeah, I don't know much about Matthew Johnson, so I won't comment on that. Just speculation and stuff, and I don't like that kind of speculation. Hale B was a huge male. Why do I cough so much? Oh, we talked about that a lot. Because I damaged my lungs. Am I coughing today? I think I was. I've got chronic lung damage because you're not supposed to hike in below -20 temperatures. And I would hike up mountains, and I'd come back. I'd have like little clots, and I'd have lung tissue bleeding because you're not supposed to hike up at high. You're not supposed to hike in below -20. You're not supposed to hike up at high altitudes where the air is thin, and you're not supposed to hike like a monster, like running and jogging and busting your ass. Like I would get in extreme cardio shape. Like I'm training right now. I train for my expeditions. I train like a beast, like beastly. I train. I'm an athlete, and always will be. I'm born and raised that way. I'm always going to be athletic, and now with an athletic, the ability to that's bad. It's really bad. It damages. And so I've got chronic lung damage. I'm okay. But my throat's been really damaged, and there's an epiglottis that never heals. So I'm itchy a lot. Just the price I have to pay. It's taken years off my life. I don't think so. I don't believe that, but that's what the doctor says. It took years off my life. So I think I'm going to live. I feel like I'm going to live. I know I'm going to live to a ripe old age, because my happiness and my love and my serenity and my lack of stress and positivity and spiritual connections will give me life far more than anything else would. So, and I eat very healthy and take good care of myself. Seeing a Sasquatch is like seeing a UFO is real. Cameras don't do it justice. Thank you for Royal Creations. Someone who always seems to have some kind of special insight. Like I always hear the ring of truth in Royal Creations a lot. So a person who seems to really be legitimate. I could smell BS. I could smell people are regurgitating and talking other information, and maybe it's even empathic stuff. There it is, Virginia. Todd has lung damage from sub-zero. It's not even sub-zero. It's because I think -10 is cool. It's below -20 here in Canada. They shut down the ski hills after -20, which ticked me off. Boy, that pissed me off. I am going snowboarding. You better not shut down the damn hill. Now I agree with it. Although it pains me. There's the Todd that wants to just give her and rip it and get out there, let's snowboard, and kick some ass. It's cold. I remember they shut down or nobody would come up to a hill. It was like -40. This is like 20 years ago. -40 on the hill, and everybody was checking it out. And I'm up there kicking ass, snowboarding. Me and the Germans. Some people came down from Canada, from Germany, and they were like, "Who is he? If a man can do," I remember them saying, "If a man can do it, we're doing it." We came from Germany. Nobody else would go up there. I'm like, -40. Love it. Born and raised and stuff. Love it. So yeah, and then I probably did damage to my lungs. There's a way though. There's a way you can actually put a hose in your jacket and breathe that way. So there's yeah, there's ways that you can manage that stuff now. So smart. You just gotta be smart. Because I'm going back out in -40. I'm gonna go kick some ass again. I've got a whole new level of ice and training and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm very excited. Hey, Andy, thank you so much. Yeah, this is the new hats. The new hats. Andy's got a little link for it. That's so cool. some things you gotta love about technology. And do hit the like button, guys. Have some fun. Enjoy the show. Thank you for the other donation, whoever made it. Again, I'm so immensely grateful for all that you guys do. Talk about me, think about me, watch my movies. Do you understand that gives me power? Big power. When I met Survivor Man, something something happened. So I wasn't watching his shows. I did start watching his shows when he was going to come meet with me, and I saw him the Beyond Survival. Beyond Survival is one of the greatest television series I've ever seen. If you haven't seen Beyond Survival, you really got to watch it. It is so special. Special things happened that year when he made that show. I mean, I love Survivor Man and his work. He is legit. He's real. He's amazing. But Beyond Survival is just going to always have a special place in my heart. Just what he did and how he, that show is just to find the real masters of survival and learn what they have before it's gone. It's a real problem. And I think it was wonderful. But what was my point? Talking about, anyways, so yeah. But oh no, my point was that Survivor Man. So when he came out of the airplane, I could feel him coming. I could feel energy because people are watching him. People are thinking about him, and it's mostly good, right? So I don't think I've met someone who had celebrity power and was negative energy, but he came out and I could feel him coming. And then when I saw him, I had to kind of look away for a second because it was like so bright energy coming off of him. And then everywhere he goes, I could just, I'd be at the hotel and I knew he was coming down the stairs. I could feel him because he's just like this little icon of energy that's wonder. Like people call him and say, thank you for changing my life and introducing, like he's making such a positive impact in the world that it comes back to him. And that's so what I'm saying is that's what's great about my movie. That's a power I feel like I have that can't really ever go away. It's powerful what you guys do for me, the help that you give, the positive energy that you give for me, and don't worry about the haters and stuff like that. It's water off a duck for me. The people ask me, how do you deal with the haters? And I go, I don't have time for them. They have, some dumbass claims I'm stalking them. What the hell? So whatever. And even you guys got to understand, like, to be honest, I'm I have to make 4 episodes for Wild TV. I have to make these episodes. I film them, write them, direct them, produce them, edit them, render them out. It's a lot of work. I have movies to make. I have California Bigfoot and Discovering Bigfoot Part 2. I'm almost in Part 3, and I don't have time. So people think that I'm running around online. That's preposterous crap, guys. And you know what I make my time for? This is what you can understand. You guys, my live show and my community and support and fans, number one. So I'm not looking at what this guy in Ontario is doing. I'm not stalking him. I don't have time for that because I'm focused on you guys. Why would you do anything else? This is love and positivity, and I gravitate to that. And I feel you guys' energy. So Joey Smith, Todd has lung. Oh, there you go. Love you like I love you like Sasquatch loves scaring people. I don't know if they like scaring people. I add with love. This is the way Sasquatch is. They're strong metal, and they're gonna test your metal. If you're gonna hang out with them, you need to be part of the tough metal club. So they'll test your metal, and if you pass, they'll befriend you. And if your metal breaks and you lack integrity, they're not interested. So very, very assertive. Sometimes they can come off as aggressive, but go with your heart, whatever your heart tells you. And if I can help, and I help all the time, I talk to people all the time about encounters and stuff. And 95% of the time, people will tell me about an encounter and talk to me like, "Oh my God, it was so scary, so done." And I'm just smiling, going, "Congratulations, he likes you." And what? Oh my God, they like you. They're testing you. Uh, they like tough. They're tough. They're built tough. They're bred to be tough. We as a domesticated species, so many people have forgot what it's like to really be tough. You got to be tough to survive. You got to be tough to live a great life. You got to kick ass. I don't care if you want to live a great life. You got to take some freaking risks. You got to go kick some ass. And a lot of people are gluttonous and lazy and don't prescribe to that, and the Sasquatch do. And that's why I get that's reason number 6,464 that I just adore this species and I get along with them so well, man, because I was baptized in the fire, and I'm bred to tough, just like, from my dad. so who passed away recently. You guys don't know him, but you do know him because he lives on through me. So please hit the thumbs up. Royal Creations. That's a pretty badass way to get lucky. There's stuff, guys. Spiritual things that I've learned, even confronting death. Yeah, just there's stuff you change. You appreciate how better to appreciate life than to have nearly died over and over. And like I even especially when I was doing expeditions by myself for so many years, nobody loved a bed like I do. Nobody loved a comfortable bed and a comfortable room because people take it for granted, right? For me, when I sleep out in the wilderness, it's rough, it's hard, it's wet, it's cold, and you're being hunted. At any time, a bear or a mountain lion could jump on your head and try to kill you. So when I go sleep in a bed, nothing's going to jump on my head and try to kill me. It's immensely safe. There's no danger. It's comfortable. I don't get rained on. I don't cold. The squirrels aren't waking me up. A little mouse isn't going to sneak up on me, or a little chipmunk's going to grab my flashlight. So, like, just the crap in the bush. It's so much that nobody appreciated a bed. Still, even to this day, nobody appreciates a comfortable, beautiful bed and a quiet, nice sleep where you're just left alone. That's one way you learn to appreciate things. So, but I love it. I love it. I wouldn't change it. I feel I'm blessed. I am blessed. I'm blessed that I've seen these perspectives. I'm blessed, and I want to share it. So, and I am sharing it right now with you. And go out into the wilderness, get connected, walk around barefoot, connect, study it, learn about the plants, eat the berries. Um, you know, yeah, just talking about the scariest encounter. So, Mark, watch the beginning of the show. I talk about that because that was one of my Instagram questions or stuff. So, thought I recently started to believe Bigfoot is a myth. I need more. You started to believe it's a myth, huh? So, I don't know. The evidence is out there, Ben. It's the native people know it's real. Survivor Man knows it's real. Jeff Meldrum knows it's real. John Bendernickel knows it's real. So it's not a myth. And Jimmy Chilcott's evidence of is incredible, absolutely astonishing. And the work that he did in Sasquatch Meets Science, I believe that's the name of the documentary. Some really good work in there. The Patterson footage is real. So yeah, just do your research. It's just real. I'm not one to convince you. It's not. That's kind of my job. It's kind of my job, but just take the time to get into it yourself and keep your mind open. You know what I suggest to anybody, Ben Baller. Sounds like it's a funny name. You know what I suggest? This is what I did, and this is why I found it because I didn't believe. I went out to prove they didn't exist. But even imagine this: so Todd Standing goes out to prove that Sasquatch can exist, and there was a way to prove it. There's no there's no niche for a primate species like that to survive within. I was going to prove there was no space, ecological space, for them to survive and live. So not only did I found there's more than enough space, there's a substantial amount of space for it. But what I wanted to do, though, in my heart, beyond I'm going to go prove they're not real, the number one thing that shined through was I wanted to learn about the truth. If you go and you're devoted to the truth, and that's what your whole pursuit is, you'll find it. So that's my suggestion to you is just go find the truth. The truth will get to you. The truth will sink into your bones. And there's a lot of people talking about it. There's a lot of great people talking about Sasquatch. This is really pop culture stuff now, especially in the United States. A lot of people know that they're real, and there's a good reason for that because they are real. I don't. And what am I going to tell you? Am I going to swear on I swear to you, they're real. They're absolutely a real species. I am a Sasquatch researcher. They're real. I take people out and show them Sasquatch. I did it with Survivor Man. I did it with Jeff Meldrum. Don't take my word for it. Ben, come out with me and I will show you a Sasquatch. That's what I tell people. That's what I do. I'm taking people out on expedition this year. And yeah, it's amazing. I have such a wonderful life. I'm so grateful for it. Again, thank you all for coming with me and helping me on this journey. Andy, did Todd answer my question about what he thinks about what missing 411? Yeah. From what I've seen, there's one incident for missing 411 I know is absolutely authentic, totally authentic. And from what I've seen of missing 411, I really, I really appreciate the way he does things. So I really do. I just think I just think he's right on, and I'm very happy that he's doing that. I don't want to do it. Sasquatch kill people, of course they do, and I don't want to study it. I'm glad somebody is though. I'm glad somebody's taking the time. I'm glad somebody's out there acknowledging people who have gone missing from Sasquatch and saying, and I'll tell those people, you know, yeah, the Sasquatch are real. The evidence supports that they harmed somebody or stole somebody that was close to you, and it's going to happen. They're bad people. We have Ted Bundy, we have Jeffrey Dahmer, we have serial killers, and it's going to be worse, I think, with the Sasquatch because they're much more connected to violence than we are. I'm just gonna be honest. They're wild beings, wild. They hunt. They love the elk. They love the deer. They kill them with their bare hands and eat them. There's a different mentality there, people. I am domesticated. My food is in cellophane and cows. I don't. I've never killed a cow, so not directly. I've indirectly been responsible for the death of probably hundreds of cows. Not probably, for sure. I eat cows and chickens. I don't kill them. Sasquatch kill. They will take something they love and they'll be connected to it and they will kill it and eat it. And if you don't, and that's a wonderful way to be. I admire that wildness. I'm not like that. I hunted and killed a deer and took a bite out of his heart, did the whole ritual. It was a wonderful experience, but a little piece of me died. A little part of the gentle little boy in me died because I killed an animal. It died and it hurt. You know, I hit him with a double lung heart puncture. I mean, I saw the hole in his heart from the arrow that went through it. And this incredible deer still ran hundreds of yards before he fell down. His lungs filled up with blood and died. And, you know, bears and dogs, squeaky toys. Dogs like squeaky toys because babies squeak when you kill them. And these are realities we're separate from. Bears love killing. I've seen it. They adore it. They love it. They're killers. They kill. And the Sasquatch live in that world. So keep that in mind because it's a pretty much the opposite of everything we are civilized. They're wild. So although they're the most man-like primate species on the planet, they're our closest living relatives by far. They may very well be the same species, but that's genetically, that's phenotypically. Everything else about us is polar opposites. And you need to think about that when you're doing this research, when you're studying this species, the opposite that they must be to survive, you know? So, Sasquatch Wizard Adirondacks, my friend, how are you? Heard the boom. What? I heard the boom 2 weeks ago, my friend. It was the same boom I heard last time. Oh, good for you. That's so exciting. The boom. That's what Sasquatch call themselves. They call themselves boom. That's who they are. Boom. We shake the earth. We're earth shakers. That's the power that we are. That's how Sasquatch refer to themselves. I've seen it dozens of times. It took me a while to get it, but they are the boom. Boom. And if you heard that, that's a real deep spiritual thing. It is exciting, isn't it? I get excited about it. So I got excited the day that Survivor Man talked about it. Because he was kind of like, you know, he's being very skeptical and trying to be, he was awesome though. We need that. I don't want somebody to come into this shalala holding my hands and dancing around. You got to be skeptical. You got to get proof. Even talking about Ben today, you got to, you know, find the proof. The evidence is out there. Look at it. Maybe you'll never believe. Maybe you won't get it. I don't know. But when Survivor Man heard the boom, I was just like, I remember when he came back and he's like, I heard it. I go, what do you mean? He goes, don't tell me that. I go, oh yeah, I want you to tell me, Mr. Stroud, that you heard the boom and that you and then he said it on camera. It's like a sound you can't really hear it, but you can feel it. Like I had a beard and long hair to feel it in my follicle. It's very random because they'll do that on purpose, like a drum beat, and or sometimes it's very powerful, especially because I can't make that sound. I could make that sound with a sledgehammer. I could make that sound. I don't know how they make that. I know how they make that sound. They have legs that big, like their legs are monstrous and they're powerful, and they have these huge quads and these monstrous feet that can boom take that impact. It's why they're specially designed for it. So, Kevin says, thank you for the sacrifice. doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It feels like a wonderful journey. But I understand what you're saying. One of the most interesting, important things in my lifetime for sure. Isn't it cool? It's such a cool discovery, and I do this for all of us. I do this for my species. I do it for their species. I do it for the planet. So maybe Todd will get UFO footage too. Nope. There are things. That's such a funny question too. You want to see my face? Hey, come to Australia and discover the Yowie. No. Like you know how long it's taken me to get to the level where I'm at now? No. Or there's what the heck, the Elus in I was down in Mexico and they have these little green, I don't know if you call them Sasquatch, little green men. The Elus are real, guys. The evidence for the Elus is ridiculous. They know the Elus exists, and they're little green men-like things that I mean, it's they know about the Elus 10 times more than we know about Sasquatch. The Elus are there, they're real. And I remember this wonderful man who's this incredible chef, very artistic, brilliant human being. One of the top chefs in the world, became a friend of mine. And he's like, yeah, you should come to Mexico and discover the illusion. You get this look from me. It's almost disrespectful. It's like, no. I need to make this discovery happen. And I'm not going to go quit this discovery. How disrespectful would it be for me to quit this discovery and go start a new discovery from ground zero? Nope. And when I'm so close, when we're right there, what just one little thing can happen, because we are that close. So 1 hour and 11 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the show. It's funny. It was a funny show today, right? So thank you so much for tuning in. I just love this show. It's going to be a little random because now expeditions are starting, and but the show is important to me. There'll be a monthly show. I can promise you that, once a month. So, and I'm going to give you guys a little secret that I'm going to sign out with. I'm going to tell you this right straight. If I stop doing the shows and my YouTube channel stops, I'm either gone, like dead, or the discovery is coming, it's happening. That's when I'll step back. When the end is when the discovery is done and I've somehow got what it needs to finish it, everything else stops. The videos stop, the movies stop. If a body comes up, if I get evidence that shows they're real, if I get into a trial and a court case and I'm gonna finish this discovery and absolutely definitively get it done, I will disappear. And when I come out, it'll be a press conference. And the whole world will accept and acknowledge the species. So there's a little secret just for the fans, just for the people. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm so grateful for your help and support. I love doing the show. This show is like therapy for me. I feel wonderful. Your questions are always amazing, aren't they? And we have fun. We laugh, we joke, we get a little upset, almost cried today, talking about my dad. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. And I'll likely be in that. I'm going to try to give like what I'll try to do is give a day before. And I am on Instagram and I am on Facebook. So yeah, that's a good way to know. I usually put up like an hour before the show that I'm going to be on. I got to do better than that. I apologize. So I'll keep that in mind. My life is absolutely insane and crazy right now. So, but yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. And we'll see you very soon. Take care of yourselves, please.